Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory. Through victory my chains are broken. The force shall set me free. Hey guys, taking a look at the third book of the Darth Bane trilogy. This is entitled Dynasty of Evil. As I said, this is the third book of the three, so I've done reviews on the first two already. Excellent end to an amazing character. Darth Bane, easily my favorite character in all of Star Wars. Darth Bane is so freaking cool. And this series is my favorite work of fiction that I've ever read. With that being said, I have not read a lot of fiction. So that's not saying much, but I freaking love this trilogy. This is my second time through it. I read all three books about 5 years ago. So I reread it. This one, unlike the other two, I got to like chapter 6 on here. And I quickly realized there's no way I'm going to be able to finish this book before I was planning on putting the video out, because I kind of make my own schedule for myself. So I decided, well, I'll listen to an audiobook. I found an audiobook on YouTube actually, so it's free. I'll link it below. It's phenomenal. I can't remember who is the narrator, but if you click on the link, I'm sure you'll be able to find out. It's excellent. And I think it really helps with the world building, because it's all the words of the book, of course. Plus, on top of that, you're getting all these background noises, lightsabers when they fight, and explosions and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. So if you're gonna I know there's the same thing for the second book I saw. I think the first book also is free on YouTube. Don't quote me on that one, but the third book will be linked below, and you can, with an easy YouTube search, you can actually listen to the whole book without actually purchasing it. But I highly recommend you purchase these books, because seriously, they're amazing. Maybe it'll also give Disney that nudge to let Drew Karpyshyn, who is the author of this amazing series, maybe bring him back into the sphere. Even if he doesn't go on with this series, I'd love to see more Star Wars books from him, because he's an excellent writer. I'll get more into that at the end. I'm going to do a little spoiler section on this one. So overall, this book is fantastic. This is like not super spoilery what I'm talking about right now. This is just a basic overall plot. So Darth Bane, this takes 10 years after the second book, so 20 years after the very first book here. So Darth Bane is the Lord of the Sith. So this is a continuation of the overarching story from the first two books, and a lot of it has to do with Bane and Zannah, who eventually need to fight for one of them to either retain the mantle of Dark Lord of the Sith, or Zannah would take it from him. And I'll get into that at the end of the video. But that's kind of what this whole book is surrounded by. We also get some revisits from some characters that we haven't seen. One character who we didn't really know about, but revisited Bane from way back into the first book era. So a lot of really cool stuff throughout this book. I highly recommend you check this book out. Obviously read the other Darth Bane books first. You want to read it in that order. But Drew Karpyshyn does an excellent job here. Like I said, I wish Disney would bring him back into the Star Wars universe. But yeah, so and I should also say this is technically a Legends book. It's no longer in the Disney canon. Ever since Disney took over, they kind of screwed up Star Wars, in my opinion. I kind of... when they had originally bought Star Wars, I was excited because I was like, oh, finally we get more movies and stuff. But honestly, I think I would have rather... The only thing that I liked from Disney was Rogue One. I thought that was an excellent movie. Other than that, either okay or awful, I would say, is how Disney has done everything with the exception of Rogue One. But anyways, that's not what this review is about. if you are from Disney or you know someone from Disney, you can redeem yourself by bringing back Drew Karpyshyn and getting him to work. I would love a Darth Xana trilogy after this. So anyways, so check out this book. Now I'm going to get into spoilers, so you've been warned. So Darth Bane has all the obelisks off and all that stuff, and I'm just going to rush. So the book also is about Sarah, Caleb's daughter. The audiobook said Caleb, which always kind of bothered me. Maybe that's right. I'm trying to remember the spelling of it. Doesn't matter. The daughter. And she eventually captures Bane with the help of the Huntress, a character that we're introduced to, and eventually Bane escapes with the help of Lucia, who was with him in the Gloomwalkers when Bane was a soldier with the Sith armies. So it's kind of cool how it all kind of wraps together. Eventually, now I'm skipping to the very end of the book, Darth Bane and Xana fight it out, and in the end, Xana is victorious, and we now have a new Dark Lord of the Sith. And at the end of the book, it's a little confusing just because of... So Bane, through Darth Andedu's, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, holocron, figured out this ritual called essence transfer, so he could transfer his soul into another body or another host. Now, he was planning on doing this because he didn't think Xana was ready, and Xana had taken so long, 20 years, to challenge him, that he was wondering if she was really worthy. So, in order to fulfill the rule of two, he wanted to make sure a stronger leader than himself took over, which did end up being Xana in the end. But, so anyways, at the very end, and I should also say the Huntress becomes Darth Cognis through a series of events. Sorry, this is kind of all over the place. Xana took a brief apprentice, Setharth, who kind of in the epilogue has some stuff that could easily be continued into a Darth Xana trilogy. But that didn't work out. Darth Cognis is the new apprentice to whoever ends up winning. Darth Bane tries to use essence transfer to take over Darth Xana's body. He fails, but a little bit of him lasts in Xana. Some form of him is still within Xana. And when I was finished reading it, I was like, I don't know. Did Darth Bane end up winning and taking over Xana's body? I was a little unsure of it, but Drew Karpyshyn actually wrote an article. Maybe I'll link that below on who actually won, because it was a little bit misleading how he ended the book, but Darth Xana does end up winning according to the author, so that's what happened. But like I said, there's a little bit of Bane still that attached. She had a tremor in her hand, and Bane dealt with that a lot. So now we end up with Darth Xana, the Dark Lord of the Sith, along with her new apprentice, Darth Cognis. Both females. Disney, don't you think that would be a cool storyline? Don't you think two powerful female leaders, being bad guys, Dark Lords of the freaking Sith, would be a cool story maybe to look into? Maybe you should ask Drew Karpyshyn to write it, because he's kind of already written about Xana for like two and a half freaking books. Maybe that would be kind of cool. Please? Like, please? It's been so long. We'll see if we ever get that. My hopes are not high for that. But it's left off in a way that I'm at least glad that Bane's story has been, for the most part, wrapped up completely. This is cool because this is the beginning of the Rule of Two, which eventually leads to the movies with the Emperor and Darth Vader. So through this line that Bane started, we eventually get to the Emperor and Darth Vader, Darth Plagueis before him, you know, all the people we kind of know a little bit more about in the movies and stuff. So Darth Bane is my favorite character, fictional character, probably of all time, definitely Star Wars. So thank you, Mr. Karpyshyn, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. This is my favorite work of fiction. It's so good. definitely a well-deserved spot on my shelf. I'm looking forward to rereading it in 5 or 10 years again, because I love those stories so much. It's just, I can't even tell you how much I love the Darth Bane trilogy. Please check it out. It's so good. So if you can't tell, I approve 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, all 3 books. They're great. I would say, if I had to rank them, I would say 1 is the best, just because I really like Darth Bane's origin story. I think that's really, really cool. 3 ties it up so well. So good. And the second book, it's not like the second book is bad by any means, but the Orbalisk stuff was kind of like, it's interesting and all that stuff. But all 3 books are fantastic. Must-reads for any Star Wars fans, for sure. So thanks so much for watching. If you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe, bell button so you don't miss any other videos. Comment below. I need some more Star Wars books to read. I haven't read a whole lot of Star Wars books. Next on my list is Darth Revan here, which will be another reread for me. I've already read this book too. That'll be coming out here as well. But after that, I have no plans of any other Star Wars books. I'm tempted to maybe look into some of the Disney canon books that are coming out, but we'll see. I'm okay with reading Legends because I think those stories generally are better. So drop them in the comments if you have any series that you really like. I love the Old Republic era. That's my favorite era of Star Wars. I think it's so cool, you know, with so many Jedi and so many Sith, and this is right after kind of bridging the gap into more of the modern. It's definitely not modern. This is like 1,000 years before like Luke Skywalker, I want to say. But, you know, this is the new order of the Sith that we know. That's when it was formed through these Darth Bane books. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.